Hi everyone, this is Talmage and welcome to my first video in the series Excel in a nutshell. In this tutorial, I'll be using Excel 2016, but there should be no noticeable difference from 2007 and up. I will however point out any differences where they are applicable. Let's get started with Excel interface. If you look at the top, you will notice the current name of the workbook, which is currently called Book 1. Once you save that to another name, the new name will be reflected there. Starting at the top left, you'll find the Quick Access toolbar. Clicking on this option will open the Save As window where you can select the location for your file. Once you've selected the location, you can then specify the name and file and save it. The left arrow at the top will take you back to the workbook if you decide not to save this at this time. The next button you will find is the Undo button. This button will take you back one step. Let's have a look and see how that works. So if I type something in a cell, for instance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I decide that I don't want it there anymore, I can use the Undo button and that will remove it. You can also use Ctrl-Z on the keyboard as a shortcut key for the Undo button. The next button you will find is the Redo button. The Redo button does exactly the opposite and places back what you have undone. By clicking the Redo button, you will see that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I've had in the cell appears back. You can also use the shortcut key for this button on your keyboard, Ctrl-Y. If you click on the triangle next to either the Redo or the Undo button, it will show you the steps that you can either go back or go forward, depending on what your previous actions have been. Next to the Undo button is the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button. Here you can add and remove quick access options as you need. For example, if I select the Sort Ascending button, you will see that it appears in the Quick Access toolbar for me to use. Going down, you will notice the More Commands option. This option will open all the Excel options and you will be able to add any commands to your Quick Access toolbar as you require. At the top of your list, you will see a drop-down box with the words Popular Commands. Clicking on this box will open options where you can select either commands not in the ribbon, all commands, or macros. You will see that you have the option of drilling down to several tabs. Let's select the Tables Tools tab. Selecting the Table Tools tab will give you the access to all the options under that particular tab, and you can add this to your Quick Access toolbar if you so choose. Over to the right, you'll see the Ribbon Display Options button. Clicking on this button will give you three options. Auto hide the ribbon, which will look like this. Show tabs, which will show the tabs but not the commands. And finally, the default show tabs and commands. Next, we'll go over the menu options. From the left, you will see File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, etc. Selecting one of these tabs options will reveal all the categories that fall within the item. For example, clipboard, font, alignment, etc. all fall under the Home button. There is a set of tabs under each menu. For example, selecting the Insert menu option will open all the Insert menu or Insert menu related options. For example, tables, illustrations, add-ons, etc. This works for all the other menu items. For example, page layout, formulas, data, etc. Looking at the bottom of each group, you will notice a little arrow. Clicking on that arrow will open up all the functions within the font options. This will work with all the other groups, for instance, alignment, number, etc. Below the groups, you will notice an area which is called the name box. The name box contains the current active cell. For instance, I have H26 selected at the moment. If I select A7, it will then show the A7 cell. Similarly to A1, where I've entered the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the right of the name box, you will find the formula bar. Typing into the formula bar, you will notice that it is inserted into the current active cell. For instance, if I select B2 and I type in 2468, you will see that it enters into the cell or the current cell selected, and it will enter the value that I've added into the formula bar. Below the formula bar, you will find the work area. Here is where you will enter your data and your formulas. You will notice that the work area is divided into columns and into rows. The columns are marked with a letter and the rows are marked with a number. Each cell has its own address, and clicking into it will show that address in the address box. At the bottom, you will see the name of the current sheet, which is by default Sheet 1. If you look to the right of the sheet name, you will see a plus sign. This is used to add more sheets to the workbook. For example, if you are doing accounting and you have a general ledger on one sheet, you will want to have your cash flow statement on another sheet so you can view them individually. You can rename your worksheet by right-clicking on the worksheet and selecting the rename option. You can insert a new sheet by doing the following. Right-click on the sheet and select Insert. This will open up a set of options as you can see. Selecting a new worksheet will create a new worksheet in the beginning of your sheet list. You can also move your sheets to reorder them by clicking and dragging the sheet around like this. You can also use the Move or Copy option to move or copy a worksheet. Here you have a couple of options. You can move the sheet in front or before another sheet, or you can select the Move to End to move the sheet to the end of the list. You can also create a copy by clicking the Create Copy checkbox. Once you've selected Create Copy, you can select where you want that copy to be placed. This is useful when you have created templates and you want to duplicate your template to add data into the sheet. In the event that you have too many worksheets that they don't fit in this bottom area, you will see a left and a right arrow here that you can click to navigate through your sheets. To the right of the sheet list, you will find the sliding bar. One for vertical and one for horizontal. To navigate through, you could also use the left and right arrow buttons. You can also navigate using your left and right arrow keys for up and down. If you want to navigate in bigger increments, you can use the page down or page up options. If you see me using the page down option, I am currently in A1. Using the page down option will take me to A41. To navigate from left to right, you can use the Alt, page down, and Alt, page up to move in the same row. To the left at the bottom, you will see the word Ready. This is just an indication of what state the worksheet is in at the moment. If you double-click on a cell, you will see that that state changes to Enter. Once you have finished your entry, it'll change back to Ready again. To the right of the Mode Status indicator, you will find the Record Macros button. We will go into further detail about this in a later lesson. Coming across to the right, you'll find the status bar. Right-clicking on the status bar, you will find the customization option for the status bar. From the status bar, you can select 3 worksheet views. Normal page view, which is the current view, page layout view, and page break view. Next to the status bar, you will find the zoom scroll bar that will allow you to adjust the level of magnification in the current worksheet. You can either use the zoom out or zoom in buttons, slide the slider, or you can click on the right percentage indicator to select a preset or a custom percentage. You can also use the Control key on your keyboard and use the mouse scroll button to enable the zoom in and out on the worksheet. I will set it back to 100% now. This concluded the introduction video to the interface of Excel 2016. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications so that you know the moment the next video is uploaded. Thank you for watching this Excel lesson.